Put the bag down. Seriously, drop it. You think you're getting a deal because it's $5 cheaper than Whole Foods? I'm here to tell you that bargain is mostly water weight, sodium chemicals, and in some cases, a bacterial ticking time bomb that the FDA just flagged. Most people walk into Costco with a membership card and a dream of savings. But after 15 years analyzing global food supply chains and auditing what actually goes into these farm-raised tanks, I see something different. I see sustainability nightmares and health risks masquerading as a family dinner. We are not talking about taste preference here. We are talking about bottom-feeding trash fish and chemical additives that legally shouldn't be on your plate. If you value your gut lining and your wallet, you need to blacklist these 7 items immediately. Let's start with the one that literally made headlines for all the wrong reasons. The deli section poke. I know. It looks fresh. It's sitting there in that clear plastic tub, glistening under the warehouse lights, begging you to take it home for a quick Tuesday night dinner. Don't do it. Here is the secret the industry hates admitting. Re-aditoate raw fish in a bulk warehouse environment is a supply chain nightmare. Just recently, we saw massive recalls. Over 3,000 pounds of this exact product pulled off shelves across 33 states. Why? Listeria. Listeria isn't like finding a hair in your soup. It's a bacteria that can survive and grow even inside your refrigerator. The issue with this poke isn't always the fish itself. It's the mix-ins, the green onions, the sauces, the handling. Every time you introduce a new raw ingredient to that tub, you are multiplying the vector for contamination. When you buy raw fish at a sushi bar, it's usually prepared to order or sitting for a few hours max. This stuff, it has a shelf life that makes me nervous just looking at it. If you want poke, buy the frozen sockeye. We'll talk about why that's a winner later. And make it yourself. Do not gamble with the deli tub. Next up, the Aquastar or Kirkland farm-raised tilapia. I call this aquatic cardboard. Look, I get it. It's cheap. It's high protein. It's the chicken of the sea. But you have to understand how tilapia is farmed to understand why you shouldn't be eating it. Tilapia are incredibly hardy fish, which sounds good, but it actually means they can survive in water conditions that would kill a salmon in minutes. We are talking high-density pens where disease spreads like wildfire. Because they are packed so tight, what do they eat? Often, corn and soy pellets. You are basically eating a swimming year of corn. The omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in farm-raised tilapia is terrible. You want fish for the anti-inflammatory benefits, right? Well, this stuff can actually be pro-inflammatory because of that feed. But it gets worse. Have you ever cooked a piece of Costco tilapia and noticed a weird, earthy, almost dirt-like taste? That's not seasoning. That is the flavor of the compounds geosmin and 2-methylisoborneol, which are produced by cyanobacteria in overcrowded, stagnant ponds. You are literally tasting the poor water quality. If you are buying seafood to be healthy, this is a net loss. Put it back. Now, this one makes me angry because it is a direct attack on your wallet. Flip that bag over. Right now, look at the ingredients list. If you see sodium tripolyphosphate, or STP, throw it back in the freezer. Here is the dirty little secret of the shrimp industry. STPs are chemicals used to force the shrimp to absorb water. It acts like a sponge. Why do they do this? 2 reasons. 1, it makes the shrimp look plump and firm in the bag. But 2, and this is the kicker, it adds weight. You are paying $15 a pound for water. When you take these home and cook them, what happens? They release all that chemical water into your pan. Your beautiful sauté becomes a sad boil. The shrimp shrink down to the size of a dime, and you're left with a rubbery ewer and a massive spike in sodium intake that you didn't account for. I know it sounds crazy, but stick with me. You are literally paying a premium price for tap water and chemical salts. Costco does sell a chemical-free shrimp option, usually the bag with the blue label. If it doesn't say chemical-free or if STP is on the label, you are getting scammed. And we haven't even touched the worst offender yet. Wait until you hear about the salmon that isn't really what you think it is. Remember how I teased the salmon? This is the one that breaks my heart because I see carts piled high with it. You walk past the seafood case and see that bright, neon pink fillet labeled Atlantic salmon. It looks beautiful. It looks healthy. It is a lie. In the wild, salmon eat krill and shrimp. That's where they get that natural, rich red color from a compound called astaxanthin. It's a powerful antioxidant. But this farmed Atlantic stuff? It lives in a pen. It eats pellets. Without intervention, its flesh would be a sickly, unappetizing gray. So, how do they get it pink? They feed the fish a synthetic pigment. Literally, a color chart is used to decide how pink the market wants the fish to be that quarter. You aren't buying nature's superfood. You're buying a dyed science experiment. Plus, the omega-3 levels in farmed Atlantic salmon are often inflated by fatty feeds, not healthy lean muscle growth. You are getting way more fat and calories than you bargained for. Here is the pivot, because I don't want you to starve. Costco sells wild-caught sockeye salmon. It's usually right next to the farm stuff, maybe $2 more. Buy the sockeye. That deep ruby red color? That's real. That's flavor. Do not let the Atlantic label fool you into thinking it's premium. It's the factory farming of the ocean. Let's move to the freezer aisle, specifically those massive boxes of panko-breaded shrimp. This is a classic volume trap. You see a giant box, a low price tag, and you think, great, party food. Stop paying seafood prices for cheap flour. In the industry, we look at something called the breading-to-protein ratio. A quality breaded shrimp should be maybe 20% breading, 80% shrimp. With these bulk warehouse brands, that ratio often flips. You are sometimes eating 50% batter and crumbs. You are effectively buying a loaf of bread with a tiny shrimp hidden inside it, like a prize in a cereal box. Check the nutrition label. Look at the carbohydrate count. If a single serving of shrimp has 30 grams of carbs, you aren't eating seafood. You're eating a donut that tastes like the ocean. If you want crunch, buy the raw tail-off shrimp, the chemical-free ones we talked about, and pan-sear them with garlic and butter. Stop outsourcing your crispiness to a factory that charges you $18 for seasoned flour. Now, this next one is controversial, but you need to know how the sausage, or the fish, is made. I'm talking about those vacuum-sealed fillets that come pre-marinated. The garlic butter tilapia, or the basil pesto salmon. In the culinary world and retail fish markets, we have a rule: fresh fish sells itself. When a piece of fish is pristine, you sell it naked. You want the customer to see the clarity of the flesh. So, what happens when a batch of fish is getting a little old? When it's losing its color? When it's maybe a day away from the dumpster? You drown it in marinade. I am not saying Costco is selling spoiled fish. Their standards are higher than that. But generally speaking, pre-marinated seafood is often the B-grade inventory. It's the fish that wasn't pretty enough to sell on its own. And the sodium? Astronomical. To keep that marinade shelf stable and to penetrate the fish, they load it with salt. A single fillet can have 40% of your daily sodium intake. You are paying a premium for someone else to salt your second-rate fish. Buy the fresh stuff. Buy a bottle of pesto. Do it yourself. It takes 30 seconds and you aren't hiding anything. But there is one more item. The final boss of bad seafood. The one item that is so processed, so fake, that I can't believe it's legally allowed to be sold next to actual food. Here it is. The absolute bottom of the barrel. The hot dog of the ocean. You see this in the refrigerated section, usually in a massive multi-pack. It says leg style or flake style. Let's be clear, there is zero crab in this package. This is surimi. It is essentially a fish paste made from pollock, which is a fine fish on its own, but then it is pulverized, washed to remove all flavor and fat, and mixed with a slurry of starches, egg whites, sugar, sorbitol, and artificial crab flavoring. If you are diabetic or watching your carbs, this is a trap. Real crab meat has zero carbohydrates. This stuff? It's loaded with sugar and wheat fillers to bind it together. That's right, if you are gluten-free, this seafood will make you sick. And look at that color. That neon orange strip on the top? That's painted on. You are eating fish paste that has been dyed, sweetened, and your eyes to feel like a mussel it never was. If you want crab, buy the lump crab meat in the refrigerated tubs at Costco. Yes, it costs 3 times as much. But you are eating an animal, not a science project. I don't want you to leave this video thinking the Costco seafood section is a war zone. It's actually one of the best places to buy seafood if you know how to navigate the minefield. So, here is your cheat sheet. Screenshot this mental note. Drop the Riodito Eat Deli Poke, farmed tilapia, shrimp with STPs, farmed Atlantic salmon, breaded shrimp, pre-marinated fillets, and imitation crab. Swap for wild-caught sockeye salmon. It's leaner, tastier, and practically a superfood. Frozen chemical-free shrimp. Look for the bag that says no phosphates or just lists shrimp, salt. Wild-caught scallops. Costco's U15 dry scallops are often restaurant quality and STP-free. Fresh mussels and clams. These are filter feeders, but they are farmed sustainably and are incredibly cheap and healthy. Costco is a tool. You have to know how to use it. Don't let the bulk prices bully you into buying bulk garbage. Your health is the one asset you can't return to the membership desk. If this video saved you from a soggy shrimp dinner or a listeria headache, do me a favor. Smash that like button so the algorithm knows we care about quality. And hit subscribe because next week, we are walking into the meat department. And if you think the fish games were bad, wait until you see what they're doing with the blade tenderized steaks. You do not want to miss that. I'm Costco. Shop smart. Eat well. I'll see you in the aisles.